Well, guys, this is the kind of video that we never wanted to have to film, but we have some really terrible news here on our farm. We recently lost what I used to call my favorite chicken, and I'm gonna really try to do this without crying, because yeah, we had one of our favorite girls, Dorothy. We woke up to her dead yesterday morning, and I was hurt by it a lot. I don't cry often, but definitely shed a tear for sure, because this chicken, Dorothy, she was a very special girl.
Dorothy was Ricardo's first chicken and what made him fall in love with chickens, and she was kind of our mascot. I don't know if you guys have seen her in all of our videos, and we even told you in our choosing chicken breeds video, we have that shot of you saying how she was a favorite, and she's our virgin chicken that you always see we have with us.
Yeah, and you know, some people think it's weird, but we just held her so highly that she was like our saint chicken.
Well, I'll never forget that day at work. It was when quarantine just happened. I was my business wasn't shut down yet, and so I was doing my client's nails, and then I see this picture message come in from Ricardo, and he was already off work because he's a dental assistant, and this is what I get sent to me. I'm like, this is what he's doing. I thought it was so cute and silly that in his free time he made this beautiful piece of art with his beloved Dorothy.
Yeah, she was our Saint Dorothy. But yeah, Kelly has owned chickens her entire life. She's never not had chickens, and chickens to me are pretty new. About 3 years when we got her and her sister Rhonda, and
when he moved in with me.
She likes to tell this story, and she tries to embarrass me, but I'm not embarrassed by much. But she says that I was driving them home, and they were in our cage in the back seat, and I just happened to turn back at a red light, and both of them were asleep, and they had their eyes closed. And I had never seen that in a chicken. I figured they'd be just terrified and in the car ride thinking, like, where are they taking me? Are they taking me to slaughter? I know a lot of things were going through my mind, but the fact that these two new hens to us were just completely asleep and relaxed in their cage, just as soon as I saw that, she likes to say that my words were like, I love them already.
Well, yeah, he turned around, he was like, oh my god, they're closing their little eyes, they're so cute, I love them already, what should we name them? It was like all one sentence,
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm gonna call them Rhonda and Dorothy.
We just kind of thought they were like silly, like
He thought
older
of the
women
name just instantly.
I don't know, no offense if your name is Dorothy or Rhonda. To me, that just sounds kind of like a beloved grandma name. So it's not even like an old, I'm not calling you old, but just loving and caring female figure name. So we named them Rhonda and Dorothy. But yeah, Dorothy was just a very special hen. She was one of the most like hand tamed. Anytime we would have visitors over and they would see us like pet our chickens, that's one that I can always count on, that I can just go and pick up and hold her in my arms, fall asleep. And some of our guests, when they'd come visit, I'd let them hold Dorothy, because she was just so good. She was she was a lap animal for sure. She liked her pets. She'd fall asleep in your arms. And
we didn't even raise her from a chick, just like the story we were telling you. We just went, I saw an ad on Craigslist, I needed more layers, I wanted more eggs, and so picked up some Rhode Island Reds and some sex links. They were about laying age, they hadn't laid yet, so started pullet about 4 months old, and just one of the best chickens ever.
Yeah.
You don't have to raise them from chicks for them to be.
She was kind of shy with the rest of the flock in the
friendly.
beginning, but then what really surprised us is that she became at the top of the pecking order.
All right,
She was our boss, and she was definitely the flock leader. And I don't even know how that happened, because yeah, when we first got her, she was kind of like very timid with the rest of our flock, but
she became the head hen.
somehow she became the head.
She was a fair and a just leader. I don't know what's going to happen with our flock now that she's gone, because she was a great head hen. She really was the best chicken. She was the first to come get the caterpillar or the grasshopper I would catch in the garden for her. Like she had a beautiful, almost human voice, and she used to love her eyes.
Yeah, she had very expressive eyes. Like I said, since day one, I noticed. And then anytime I would walk outside into the yard and she was taking a nap in the day, she'd open her eyes and look at me, and I can go right up to the fence and like pet her wattles, and she would just give me these very expressive little eyes, and she's always so
Flock will
sweet.
never be the same now without her. It's just weird to see she's not there, and she had no apparent we have no idea. It was about a week. She was just acting slightly off, like she wasn't inherently sick, not egg bound. There was no mites or lice. She didn't have a respiratory infection. Her crop was full. She was still eating, drinking. She was just slightly acting off, and we were just thinking tomorrow she'll snap out of it. Tomorrow she'll snap out of it. Because sometimes chickens act like a little different or sick, and then they just snap right out of it a few days later. And we just kept hoping, oh, tomorrow she'll be better. Tomorrow she'll be better.
I was kind of just joking because she was just not acting herself. She was usually like really bright and spunky, and I was just kind of joking, like maybe she missed me too much because I
used
recently
to call her Dorky Dorothy.
She was a Dorothy dork,
Yeah.
but I took a trip to Europe. I play in a band, and we did a gig out there in England.
It was probably his last day, and he was also in Ireland. Your last day in Ireland, when I noticed, I was like, she's not acting right, but I think maybe it's just the heat. It's
But
really hot.
I was gone
here.
for 9 days, and I was like, as soon as I got back home, I said, she's not acting herself. So maybe she just missed me too much, but I mean, I don't think that's what did it. But I could tell immediately, like, she's not being herself. She's being different. Because we know, as many animals as we have, we know all their personalities. We know who's skittish, who's friendly, who's obnoxious, etc. But yeah, Dorothy was just one of those really great chickens, and her voice was always just so cute. She would do this, like, really sweet. And she would always say, oh, she's got such a pretty voice. And she used to cheer me up anytime if I was having a rough day. I'd walk outside, and I mean, the rest of the flock cheers me up, and we love them all, but she was just the one that would always just come, like, you know, I call them, or I call myself their dad, so she'd come to mom and dad and wanting her snack. She used to eat, you know, her favorite treats, her grubs, out of my hand, and that was another indication that when she was not eating the grubs, which she would normally go crazy and eat like her life depended on it, and she wasn't eating any of it, I'd throw it on the ground, or I tried to hand feed her like this, and she turned around and walked away. I said, something's not right. And
she ate the cabbage that day,
her
so I
final
thought,
days.
well, she ate the cabbage.
Yeah,
and
she was
she's
eating
her
cabbage, she
food.
ate some watermelon, but yeah, different times I come out with her grubs, which was her favorite, and she didn't eat it.
We didn't send her body in for necropsy at the state lab because we know it's not contagious, and it just seemed too painful. We wanted to bury her here on our land and give her a funeral, and
Well, we gave her a little burial.
said some words. We buried her with her favorite treats and some flowers. And I mean, it's really hard losing chickens. We've lost a few of our favorites this year, but it was all really hard. I cried, but just this one seems really, really hard.
Yeah. Well, we had a little burial for her next to our boy Rufio, who was, I think he was over 10 years old.
We posted a video, I
rooster.
think last year, or maybe it was earlier this year, when he was he was 10 years old, and he was suffering with a respiratory infection, and right when I thought he was getting better, he just kind of relapsed again, and it took him, so we buried her next to him, and we've been thinking about moving, and like I always like knew that like Rufio like this is where he lived his entire life. He was the king, our head rooster, and this is where he deserved to be forever. And
yeah, and
this
then
is
we
his
got
land, this is his
another
home, and
one of our favorites, Athena, who passed away sometime last year, and she's buried right next to Rufio, and now Dorothy's buried right next to Athena and Rufio, and it's a really sad day, but try not to cry.
sorry, baby.
But
It happens and it's
on their last day, she didn't go to bed. Like she would normally go inside a run and roost up in her spot, but on her last day, she was just kind of hiding in our rosemary bush. And I was like, hey, that's weird. Like, she's not in bed. So I picked up Dorothy, and she was with me, and I just held her in my arms, and I didn't think she was going to pass, but I was just saying, like, Dorothy, I love you so much. Like, don't do this. So snap out of it. I'm going to be mad at you if you don't.
I'm sorry, babe. She just
But I gave her pets, and I held her right up to my cheek, and I was like, pretend kissing her. And I said, you better get better. We'll see you tomorrow. And I put her in a roost, and I didn't think that was going to be her last words she ever heard, but At least they were sweet words, I suppose. So.
It's a hard part with owning any pet, like dogs. They just don't live long enough, and you grow so attached on their family, and you know, it's just life. Death is a part of life, and especially with a prey animal, like they can live to be like 10 to 15 years old, but sometimes they hide their illnesses while being a prey animal, and things can take them sooner than that, or predation. And that's why people think like, oh, what we get new chicken owners tell us, oh, I thought they only lived to be 3 years old, because that's what I read on like a factory farm website page. They get rid of their commercial egg layers and factory farms like 3 years old, and they say that's how long they live for. No, that's just how long they're useful to them, but chickens can live much longer than that. And
you know, some people say, well, it's just a chicken, but it's like our pets are our family. And luckily, some of our friends have been really, really supportive. When I posted on Facebook, just this happened today, and everyone was just really polite and saying sorry for your loss. And so it's like, I'm happy that they understand, because some people might be like, what's just a chicken? What's the big deal? But if you own a dog or a cat, you grow to love them, and they're family to us. They're our pets, and
that's why the goats are in here right now.
We lost one of our family members, and right there.
They'd be screaming right now if we didn't let them be in here with us.
They were screaming right before we started. We said, well, we better let them loose because they're just crying in the back. But yeah, we love our pets, and right now I'm just kind of going like, just let her eat, let her at it. You know, they're here for a short time, so we try and spoil our pets. They're our babies.
I told you a few videos ago I lost he was my son to me, my dog, my Schnauzer Sarge. And that's one thing I regret, is that I used to not give him the goats.
Now the goats are moving the tripod.
I regret that I didn't give him as many treats as he deserved, because I wanted him to be in good health and be healthy, and I thought that would make him live forever, and now I realize he didn't, and I wish that I let him eat as much as he wanted. Like
he was very spoiled. He was very loved too. So
but
I don't feel like he missed out on anything. But yeah, you try and like give them the right diet and stuff. But
there you go.
It is what it is. Kelly's kicking the goats out of the hay barn right now.
Go.
Let them be. It's okay. Well, this video definitely went a lot longer than I was anticipating. I thought we would just give you a quick update, but there's just so many things we can say about our flock and our pets and our family. But we're gonna cut this one shorter. I know it's probably a long video already, but we just have a lot on our mind, and we don't want sympathy or anything, but we just want to give you guys an update of what's going on with our farm, since we're documenting our life here, and most of our videos are very happy, and we try and bring a smile to your face. But
I'll try to hold the camera.
This one was a really sad one for us yesterday and today, but we're hanging in there. It happens, it's a part of life, but obviously we can't help it but to be sad. But
I mean, like,
life continues.
If this was gonna happen, we're actually leaving to Mexico to visit Ricardo's parents, the first time since they've moved there.
Yeah, they've been out there for like 3 months, so we're gonna go visit Guadalajara.
I'm just glad this didn't happen while we were gone, though.
Right. Yeah. I'm glad it didn't happen while I was in Europe either. I got back and I got to see Dorothy for her last final week. She was acting different, but every day I would talk to her and go pet her and hold her, and we inspected her, but there was no symptom. There was nothing wrong besides her just not acting her usual self. But anyway, if you're still watching this far in the video, thank you for sticking around.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. We've been really busy, but we're trying to make sure that we stay committed to uploading every Sunday. So we're gonna try to film some videos for you to be posted for while we're gone in Mexico. And thanks so much for watching this.
Yeah,
and
appreciate your support.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you're watching this far into the video, we obviously can count on you.
We love
for
every
support.
one of you guys for being there with us along our journey. Thank you so much. We love every comment that comes in and connecting with all of you. Thanks so much for being a part of our lives too.
Yeah. So go ahead and get off of YouTube now and go hug your chicken, because we don't know how long they're here for. Go hug your chicken, your dog, your cat, your goats, your cows. Whatever it is, hug your loved ones. Tell them you love them.
Give your fish some little snacks.
Be strong. Be strong. Anyhow, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Dorothy, you good girl? Yeah, I love you so much. Can I give you a kiss? No, can I give you a kiss? Yeah, good baby. Okay, good baby.